The beloved British sitcom Fresh Fields brought laughter to audiences in the 1980s with its witty humor and charming characters. But have you ever wondered what happened to the cast after the show ended? From their iconic roles to their lives and careers in 2025, we take a fascinating look at how they've changed over the years. Who stayed in the entertainment industry? Who pursued a completely different path? And how do they look today? Join us as we revisit the stars of Fresh Fields and uncover where they are now. Julia Mackenzie, who played Hester, the lively and creative housewife in Fresh Fields, was 43 years old when the show first aired in 1984. Born on February 17, 1941, Mackenzie was known for her impeccable comedic timing and warm screen presence. While her career flourished after the show, with notable roles in Agatha Christie's Marple, her personal life was less joyful. She was married to American actor Jerry Hart, a union that lasted until his passing in 2018. The couple remained childless, a fact that reportedly weighed heavily on Mackenzie. After her husband's death, she retreated from public life, preferring solitude over social gatherings. Though she amassed an estimated net worth of $3 million, she rarely indulged in luxury, instead leading a quiet life in her modest London home. Now 84, she remains largely out of the spotlight, dealing with health issues and the loneliness that fame never truly shields one from. Anton Rogers, who portrayed William, Hester's hardworking and patient husband, was 51 when Fresh Fields debuted. Born on January 10, 1933, he brought charm and wit to the role of a devoted spouse. Off-screen, Rogers was a respected stage actor, yet his career after the show failed to reach the same heights. He was married to actress Elizabeth Garvey, but their relationship, despite outward stability, was often strained by his long absences for work. The couple had children, though Rogers was not always present due to his demanding schedule. Financially comfortable, with a net worth of around $2.5 million, he nonetheless struggled with health issues in his later years. He passed away on December 1, 2007, at the age of 74 due to heart failure. His passing was a quiet affair, and though respected, his contributions to television were overshadowed by bigger names of his era. Anne Beach, who played Sonia, the quirky next-door neighbor, was 46 when Fresh Fields premiered. Born on June 7, 1938, Beach's character provided comedic relief with her eccentric antics. Her post-Fresh Fields career was sporadic, marked by minor TV roles and theater work that never brought her the same recognition. She was married to Francis Coleman, a director, and their marriage lasted until his death, but it was not without difficulties. Beach often expressed feeling overshadowed by her husband's career, and their home life was reportedly turbulent. She had children, including actress Charlotte Coleman, but tragedy struck when Charlotte passed away suddenly in 2001, leaving Beach devastated. Her later years were spent away from the public eye, living modestly. She passed away on March 9, 2017, at 78, with an estate valued at under $1 million. Her final years were marked by quiet reflection and a lingering sadness over her daughter's untimely death. Fannie Rowe, who portrayed Nancy, Hester's mother, was 71 when Fresh Fields aired. Born on June 26, 1913, she had a strong presence in British television, often cast as formidable matriarchs. Her personal life, however, was less commanding. She was married to actor William Fox, but their marriage was one of quiet companionship rather than deep passion. They had children, but her focus remained primarily on her career, which left little room for family bonding. Her post-Fresh Fields career saw a sharp decline, and she struggled with financial instability in her later years. Suffering from health problems, she passed away on July 31, 1988, at 75, with little fanfare. At the time of her death, her assets were modest, estimated at around $500,000, a stark contrast to her once busy acting career. Eric Dodson, who played Henry Richardson, was 64 when Fresh Fields premiered. Born on December 1, 1920, he had a commanding presence on screen, often portraying authoritative figures. His career was steady but never reached great heights, and he struggled with being typecast. His personal life was similarly unremarkable. He married young but divorced after a few years, never remarrying. Without children, Dodson led a relatively solitary existence, dedicating himself to acting but never truly achieving stardom. His later years were marred by declining health, and he passed away on January 13, 2000, at 79. At the time of his death, his wealth was estimated at $1.2 million, largely due to careful savings rather than ongoing work. His passing went largely unnoticed, a quiet end to a career that had never quite reached its full potential. Margaret Courtney, who played Margaret Richardson, was 61 years old in 1984 when she took on the role of the authoritative and commanding character. Known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense demeanor, she brought depth to the show. Despite her success, Courtney's personal life was marked by solitude. She never married and had no children, dedicating herself entirely to her career. In later years, she struggled with health issues and faced financial hardships due to poor investments. Although she had once owned a beautiful countryside home, she had to sell it to cover medical expenses. She passed away on February 15, 1996, at the age of 72, due to heart failure. At the time of her passing, her estate was estimated at $375,000, much of which went to charity, as she had no immediate family. Zulema Dean, who portrayed Mrs. Fielder, was 51 years old in 1985 when she played the eccentric yet charming character. Though she was well liked by audiences, her acting career never reached great heights after Fresh Fields. She married fellow actor Brian Kent, but their relationship was troubled, marked by frequent separations. They eventually divorced in the early 2000s. She had one son, Thomas, who distanced himself from the entertainment industry. As she aged, Dean became reclusive, avoiding public appearances. She passed away on September 16, 2022, at the age of 88, after a long battle with dementia. Her estate was valued at approximately $625,000, mostly from her investments rather than her acting career. Terence Hardiman, who played the authoritative Mr. Frobisher, was 47 years old in 1984. Known for his stern yet engaging performances, he had a long but often challenging career. His marriage to theater director Rowena Cooper lasted over 4 decades, but the couple endured difficulties due to his long periods away on set. They had 2 children, Sarah and Michael, both of whom pursued careers outside the entertainment industry. Hardiman battled depression in his later years as roles became scarce. He passed away on April 18, 2023, at the age of 86. At the time of his passing, his estate was estimated at $1.5 million, largely from his television and voiceover work. John Savidant, known for his portrayal of Mr. Royce, was 47 years old when he took on the role in Fresh Fields. His commanding presence made him a memorable figure, but off-screen, his life was far from glamorous. He married his wife, Rona, in the 1960s, and they remained together despite periods of separation. They had 2 sons, but family tensions often strained their relationship. Savidant was also the victim of a violent attack in his later years, which affected both his health and career. He passed away on February 21, 2024, at the age of 86. His estate was estimated at around $1 million, including property and royalties from his television appearances. Stephanie Cole, who portrayed Mrs. Robertson in Fresh Fields, was 45 years old when she took on the role of the strong-willed, pragmatic, and often comically irritable character. Mrs. Robertson's sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude made her a fan favorite, and Cole's performance as the matriarch of the Robertson family brought a unique energy to the show. Despite her accomplishments, she faced a series of difficult life events. She married early in life, but her marriage ended in divorce after a short time. Later, Cole entered into another marriage with a fellow actor, but it too ended in heartbreak. The strain of balancing a demanding career with family life was often overwhelming for Cole, and she faced difficult times when her marriage crumbled for good. In the years following her acting career, she experienced emotional challenges that left her withdrawn from the public eye. Stephanie Cole is now 83 years old and has since moved away from the limelight. Her net worth, estimated at $5 million before her retirement, has dwindled significantly as she retired early, and most of her wealth was devoted to securing the well-being of her daughter. She currently resides in a modest home, far removed from her earlier years in the public eye, reflecting on a career and personal life that were as tumultuous as they were successful. Rebecca Lacey, who played the role of Maid in Fresh Fields, was only 19 years old when she portrayed the young, innocent, and somewhat naive character who served the Robertson family. Her portrayal brought a fresh, youthful energy to the show, providing a contrast to the older, more cynical characters. Lacey's natural charm and comedic timing made her a standout, and she quickly became a beloved figure on the show. However, after Fresh Fields ended in 1986, her life took a tragic turn. Lacey struggled to find meaningful roles and often found herself relegated to smaller, less significant parts. The pressure of fading fame weighed heavily on her, and the optimism that once defined her character in the series gave way to personal turmoil. She married her longtime partner, a fellow actor, but the marriage ended in a bitter divorce after only 3 years, with allegations of infidelity and emotional distance. Rebecca was left heartbroken and alone. She has no children, and her relationships with her family members became strained as she dealt with depression and feelings of failure. Lacey is now 59 years old and lives a relatively quiet life, away from the public eye. Her wealth is believed to be modest, with some estimates placing her net worth around $1 million, though much of it has been spent maintaining her private life and medical care. Christopher Ellison, who portrayed the policeman in Fresh Fields, was 37 years old when he took on the role in 1984. His character, a stern yet sympathetic lawman, was a standout in the series, with Ellison's deep voice and commanding presence bringing the role to life. Known for his authoritative figure on screen, Ellison's off-screen life painted a different picture. His first marriage, to actress Pauline, ended in a public divorce due to his long working hours and increasing emotional distance. They had one child, a son named Jack, who also followed in his father's footsteps into acting. However, his second marriage to his childhood sweetheart, Linda, fared no better, with rumors of a strained relationship and constant pressure from both his career and family obligations. Ellison faced a personal crisis after his father passed away, leading to a deep depression that affected both his professional and personal life. Despite the challenges, he continued to work, though not in the same high-profile roles he once had. Now 78 years old, Christopher lives in relative seclusion, with his financial situation reportedly modest, though his legacy in the British TV world remains strong. His net worth is believed to be around $1.5 million, and he has been involved in local community work in recent years. Harry Littlewood, who played the traffic warden in Fresh Fields, was 63 years old when the show began in 1984. His portrayal of the grumpy, no-nonsense traffic warden was a role that audiences instantly found amusing, due to his impeccable comedic timing and dry wit. Off-screen, Littlewood led a tumultuous life that was far less cheerful than his on-screen persona. Married 3 times, he faced repeated disappointments in love. His first wife, Margaret, was an actress who left him after several years, citing his inability to connect emotionally. Littlewood's second marriage was to his childhood sweetheart, but that too ended after a tragic car accident left him unable to work for several months. He had one son, David, who followed in his father's footsteps and became an actor, though their relationship was strained for years due to Littlewood's demanding career and emotional distance. After a string of failed relationships and career setbacks, Harry Littlewood was left in relative obscurity. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 82 after battling lung cancer. Despite these challenges, Littlewood left behind a modest fortune, including property valued at around $700,000, much of which was inherited by his son David. Jeremy Giddens, who played the floor manager in Fresh Fields, was 30 years old when he joined the series in 1986. His character, the hardworking and often exasperated floor manager, was a perfect fit for Giddens, whose sharp wit and quick thinking made him a beloved figure on screen. Giddens' personal life, however, was far from smooth. His marriage to television writer Caroline was plagued by constant arguments about work-life balance, and the couple separated after several years. They had one daughter, Lucy, who has kept a low profile and stayed out of the public eye. Giddens' career suffered after Fresh Fields, as his roles in television became less frequent, and he found himself struggling with financial difficulties. His second marriage, to a fellow actor named Sarah, was just as tumultuous, leading to another bitter divorce. By the 2000s, Giddens had largely faded from the acting scene, with reports stating that he worked in behind-the-scenes television roles. Now 69 years old, Giddens continues to live in a modest apartment, with a reported net worth of around $500,000, most of which is tied to royalties from his past roles and his limited work in the industry. Despite the trials of his personal life, he remains close to his daughter and has occasionally worked as a mentor for young actors, offering guidance on the hardships of the entertainment industry. Which character from Fresh Fields is your favorite? How do you feel knowing that some of the cast members have passed away? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for your support.